In this lesson, we will add lights to our car and let's start. Go to perspective view and add few point lights. I'm taking 4 point lights. Go to outliner, select all these 4 point lights and just take all lights near the car. Select the first one and move back. Second one here. These 2 point lights I will use for the headlight and just rename that from here. Rename headlight, and these lights I will use for backlight. Select both lights and place near your backlight. Okay, it's fine. And rename that also, these lights, and rename these lights to backlight. Now I will take two spotlights. Select these two spotlights. Take these lights near the car. Select the first one and scale that so we can see this. Okay, rotate that light, place it near the headlight. The same do with the second one. Just scale that and rotate that. We will use these two spotlight for fog. Just make sure the scale of these two lights should be same. I will make 2000 and just replace these lights to front fog lights. So we have our car lights here. I will put these car lights in a group. Control G for group and rename that as a car light. Now we'll set the attribute for these lights. Select the backlights. Just make sure mask the polygon object and select backlight and make the color to red. Same do with the other one. Make this color red because backlight is always red. At this frame, just take a render preview. Okay, we have something like that. We'll set some more attribute for backlight. So select these backlight shape one and go to the decay option, and decay rate should be linear. In render, you can see this light is spreading too much. So by decay, we can control the spread of this light. Just make the linear decay and same for the other one. Decay linear and just check render. But you can see the effect of our lights is not visible. So for that, just increase the intensity of these lights, backlights. So select these backlights. I'm going in channel box, increase from here, make it high value. So from 1 to I'm making these values 100, and let's see in render. Yes, now I can see this light is affecting the surface. Now select the front light or headlight and same thing apply for these. So just make the decay to linear decay to linear and select both and make the intensity high and just test out a render so you will get the idea how your light is working. Alright, so I can see the light is affecting here and the backlight is also working fine. Now let's change some parameters for the fog light. So we have these fog light. I'm selecting first one. Go to light effects and create a light fog. Just see in render how this fog is looking. Okay, I can see this fog is here. Just rotate this light. Okay, and just see one more frame render. Okay, now change the same settings for our second light. I'm selecting the second light. Go to the light effects and add light fog and rotate this one also. Okay, just check in render. Okay, so we have these lights. Let's look at the camera view. So go to main camera and we have something like that. Now we will add some environment lights. So for that, add directional light. Go to perspective, increase the size of this light, rotate that. I'm pressing 7 so I can see the effect of this light on my scene. I can see that the light direction, the main light direction in my scene is coming from these street light. So I will make this directional light as a key light. I don't want key light affect the ground. So for that, select the key light and ground, and in rendering, go to lighting and break light links. So by that way, our light, the main key light, only affect car. So let's see and render. Now go to outliner, select the group, main group of your car, the BMW group, and select the car lights group and animation, constraint, and parent constraint. So with that, your light will travel with the car. And in frame 63, let's see one render. Perfect. We will refine that later. And at this time, I will add a reflection map for our car. So go to render settings. I will use a image for that. Go to indirect lighting and create a image based lighting. Go to image name and inside the source image, select the reflection map. I have this building image which is high resolution image of buildings, and I will select that and open. Just close that and again just see render again. I will keep this image for comparison and let's see. Okay, so we have this render now and I can see the reflection is working as well as. Okay, and now there is a ambient light which is missing. I can see lots of dark area here. So to reduce the dark area, I will add a ambient light here. That create light and a ambient light, and the intensity of ambient light should be very less. So I will add 0.1 for this time and keep this image for comparison and render this. So let's see. Still the ambient is too low, so we can increase that value to 2.5, 0.25. Let's render that. Do not make this ambient light value, intensity value too high. It will reduce the depth of your scene. The ambient light is affecting our ground, which is not good. So I will break the connection for that. So select the ambient light, shift select the ground plane, go to rendering, break light links. So now check the render. Okay, so we have this output here. Now I will add a fill light. For that I will add a directional light, rename that as a fill light. This fill light I will place opposite to directional light. So just like that. Can scale it down. And see the render. Now we'll look at the parameters of fog light to make them more real. So just go somewhere around frame 40 so we can compare the real fog lights and the CG fog lights side by side. So just render this frame for reference. Our fog light is actually not matching with the real car. For that, select the car light, fog light, and increase the intensity to 2.5, and we'll see the reason render. Okay, we can see some more light here, but again we'll make a full render and see how it is looking. Change the value of the second one, make it 2.5, and render it again. Yes, now I can see the fog is matching with that real car, but still there is some issues like these lines and all, but we can fix that later. So let's take a look from closer and render that. Now we will change the direction of our fog. For that, the select fog lights and scale down to very less, around 500. Go to perspective and rotate these lights so we can only see the fog, the main camera, and hit render. We have this render here. Now we can see the fog is coming closer to the real car, but still we need to do lots of tweak in that. So let's come closer to the light, select this light, and the position of this light is not correct. So go near the light and place it perfectly. Okay, and same do for this one. Just deselect that so we cannot select polygon accidentally. All right, and our main camera, just see one more render, and in this render we can see this cone is actually not matching properly. So again we'll fix that. We'll make it down, and same with this. Let's see. Next we will change some more parameters for fog. Select the fog light and go to penumbra angle and drop off. So I will make the penumbra angle low and make this value high, and just see. I will keep this image and render it again. So as you can see, by changing this value, the cone angle and penumbra angle, we can reduce these sharp edges which is coming from fog light. Okay, so we'll change some more option. Penumbra angle to -10 and drop off to 50, and the cone angle should 40. Now we have this hard edges issue that we can easily fix in comp, because we are going to render this layer separately and we will blur that. So we'll not take care of this, and now we should increase some intensity of front lights. So select both of headlights and go to intensity, which is already 100, make it 200, and compare this image with our previous one. So render region, let's see. Okay, we have more lights, but still this light is not enough for our shot. So increase that light to 300 and render it again. Alright, just compare that light from the previous one, and we have something visible here, and this headlight is now working fine. And in composting we will add this type of glow, because we will render these lights separately. So this is for lighting, and in next lesson I will show you how to create render passes. See you there.